Hi everybody and welcome to Spanish with Elena, the best YouTube channel to learn to speak Spanish. Hola a todos, bienvenidos a Spanish with Elena, el mejor canal de YouTube para aprender a hablar español. In today's video we're gonna play a game. En el vídeo de hoy vamos a jugar a un juego. Why? Because playing is a very fun way to learn. And learning Spanish can be a lot of fun. ¿Por qué? Porque jugar es una forma muy divertida de aprender. Y aprender español puede ser muy divertido. Ya veréis. And what is this game about? ¿Y en qué consiste este juego? Well, the idea is that with this video you can learn the Spanish alphabet. So, I will spell, deletrear, D-E-L-E-T-R-E-A-R, but in Spanish, not in English. So, D-E-L-E-T-R-E-A-R, deletrear, to spell, 27 words, 27 palabras, and you will have to guess, adivinar, the words I'm spelling. At the end of the video, I will give you the list of the words I've been spelling and what they mean in English, obviously, as well as some extra information about a few of them. So, what do you think? Are you up for the challenge? ¿Aceptáis el reto? ¿Sí? I really hope you said yes, by the way, because otherwise this is going to be such a disaster. Anyway, 3, 2, 1. Adelante. Let's play. Primera palabra. A, R, B, O, L. Segunda palabra. B, O, C, A. Tercera palabra. C, A, R, A, C, O, L. Cuarta palabra. D, O, L, O, R. Quinta palabra. E, L, E, F, A, N, T, E. Y sexta palabra. F, O, C, A. Second group of words. Primera. G, U, A, N, T, E. Segunda. H, U, E, V, O. Tercera. I, S, L, A. Cuarta. J, U, G, U, E, T, E. Quinta. K, A, R, A, O, K, E. Y sexta. L, U, Z. Okay, let's try another group of words. Primera. M, I, E, L. Segunda. N, I, E, V, E. Tercera. C, I, G, U, E, Ñ, A. Cuarta. O, T, O, Ñ, O. Quinta. P, A, L, A, B, R, A. Y sexta. Q, U, E, S, O. Fourth group of words. Primera, R, O, C, A. Segunda, S, U, E, R, T, E. Tercera, T, I, E, M, P, O. Cuarta, U, V, A. Quinta, V, E, N, T, A, N, A. Y sexta, W, I, F, I. And now the last group of words, which is a shorter one, only 3 words, solo 3 palabras. Primera, X, I, L, O, F, O, N, O. Segunda, Y, E, G, U, A. Y tercera y última, Z, A, N, A, H, O, R, I, A. Okay, so far so good? Are you kind of exhausted? ¿Estáis agotados? ¿Estáis muy cansados? It's okay. Let's see. Primera palabra. Árbol. El árbol. Let me give you a piece of advice. Let me give you a tip. Whenever you learn a new word in Spanish, please try to learn the gender at the same time. It's easier. So if you learn that tree means árbol, don't learn just árbol, but el árbol, okay? Because gender is very, very important in Spanish. The second word, boca, la boca. Tercera palabra is an animal, el caracol, the snail, el caracol. Cuarta palabra, el dolor, dolor, pain. Quinta palabra, it was an animal, elefante, el elefante. Y la última palabra de este grupo, the last word of this group, it was also an animal, la foca, seal, foca, la foca. About the second group of words, there's some extra information I'd like to share with you. So let's start by paying attention to the pronunciation of the letter G, in Spanish. As you can see, here you have a list of 5 words that in Spanish start with the letter G. I'm going to read them so you can see how this letter is pronounced in a different way in 2 of these words. Pay attention. Gato, gemelo, gigante, gota, guante. So, the rule is when the letter G is next to the vowel A or the vowel O or the vowel U, it sounds like G. Gato, gota, guante. But what happens when the letter G is next to the vowel E or the vowel I? That it sounds different. It sounds like a J, like a J. Gemelo, gigante. If you want the letter G to sound like gato, gota, guante, and you want to put a vowel E next to it or a vowel I next to it, you have to put in between the vowel U. So it would be G-U-E, ge, G-U-I, gi. Here you have 2 examples of this. How would you pronounce these words? Guerra and not guerra. The U is mute. And guitarra, not guitarra. Once again, the U is mute. And since we have a U in the middle or in between, you cannot say guerra or guitarra. Let's get back to the list of words we were working with. The next word is huevo, el huevo. There are two things I'd like to tell you about this word. The first one is that the H in Spanish is mute. We don't pronounce it. So please don't say huevo, okay? Huevo. The H is mute. The second thing is the V, la letra V. For us, la letra B y la letra V, letter B and letter V, are pronounced the same way, like a B. So don't say huevo, okay? But huevo. Otra palabra, isla, la isla. Another word, el juguete, juguete. Do you remember what I just explained to you about the pronunciation of the letter G? Here you have G-U-E, and it's not pronounced like gemelo, but like gato or guerra, okay? El juguete, juguete. The next word looks the same in English and in Spanish, but the pronunciation is slightly different. In English, you would say karaoke, and in Spanish, you would say karaoke. El karaoke. And there's some extra information I'd like to share with you about the origin of this word. Let's see. The word karaoke is derived from two Japanese words. Kara comes from the word karapo, meaning empty or void, and oke comes from the word okesutura, meaning orchestra. Sorry about my awful Japanese pronunciation, by the way. The fun fact about this word is that it looks exactly the same in at least 3 different languages, although, as you know, the pronunciation is slightly different. In Spanish and in Japanese, we say karaoke. And now I'm getting kind of curious about other languages. So, how do you say this word in any other language? Do you know? If you do, please comment below. I would really appreciate it. And finally, the last word from this group, luz, la luz. Some of you might think that I didn't pronounce this word correctly because of la letra Z, right? Well, it is true that in Spain we are supposed to say luz, but in the Canary Islands, where I am from, like in many other Spanish-speaking countries, we don't pronounce la letra Z like that, but like an S. The thing is that both options, luz or luz, are correct. You just have to pick one and stick to it. It's up to you whether you want to pronounce la letra Z one way or the other. But once you've picked an option, like I said, stick to it. You cannot change the pronunciation of this letter whenever you want. If you do, people will think you can't speak Spanish correctly. So be careful, ¿ok? Vamos con otro grupo de palabras. Primera palabra, miel, la miel. Segunda palabra, nieve, la nieve. Remember when I told you about the pronunciation of the letter V? In Spanish, it is pronounced like the letter B, la letra B. So don't say nieve, okay? But nieve, la nieve. Tercera palabra, cigüeña, la cigüeña. Well, this is a really good one. Here you have the letter G with a letter U and a letter E. So, wasn't it supposed to be pronounced cigueña, like guerra or juguete? The answer is no. Definitely no. Why? ¿Por qué? Because of those two little dots on top of the letter U. When we want to pronounce the letter U in the middle of the letter G and the letter E or the letter I, we use this orthographic sign, diéresis. That's how it's called. And something else about this word, the letter C, la letra C. In Spain, it would be cigüeña. But like la letra Z, when the letter C sounds like la letra Z, in the Canary Islands, as well as in other Spanish-speaking countries, we pronounce this letter like we pronounce the letter S. Cigüeña. La cigüeña. Cuarta palabra. Otoño. El otoño. Notice that these last two words have la letra ñ, which only exists in Spanish, en español. Is it hard to pronounce? I hope not. Quinta palabra. Palabra. La palabra. That's the word I was spelling. Palabra. La palabra. Y sexta palabra. Queso. El queso. Okay, about this word, could we use the letter C instead? No. Why? Because when the letter C, la letra C, is next to the letter E or the letter I, it sounds either like la letra Z or la letra S, the letter S. So, what can we do? Well, we can use the letter Q instead, la letra Q. And I don't know why, it's a mystery to me, but we need to put a mute letter U in the middle. And what happens if we want to pronounce that mute letter U in the middle of the letter Q and the letter E or the letter I? Shall we put two little dots on top of the letter U? No, don't do that, please. In that case, we don't use the letter Q, but the letter C instead, like in the word cuestión. Cuestion. And in Spanish, Cuestion. That means question in English. Or in the word cuidar. 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 That means to take care or to look after. Penúltimo grupo de palabras. Primera palabra. Roca. La roca. Segunda palabra. Suerte. La suerte. And now about this one, I would like to tell you a few things. There are two expressions that I would like you to learn to use in Spanish. Good luck. Buena suerte. One more time. Buena suerte. And now, lucky you or how lucky. We would say, qué suerte. Qué suerte. One more time. Qué suerte. Tercera palabra, tiempo. El tiempo. This one could either mean time, the time, or weather, the weather. Let's put them into practice. First example, when tiempo means time, like in eso pasó hace mucho tiempo. That was a long time ago. Second example, when tiempo means weather, like in ¿qué tiempo hace hoy? What's the weather like today? Último grupo de palabras. Primera palabra. Well, first, let me tell you that there are not many words in Spanish that start with the letter X, la letra X, even though, lucky me, I found this one. Xilófono. El xilófono. I think this letter sounds pretty similar in English. Xylophone, right? Other examples could be the words examen, E-X-A-M-E-N, examen, that means exam, or the word explicación, E-X-P-L-I-C-A-C-I-O-N, explicación, that means explanation. And once again, although the letter X, la letra X, doesn't sound like in the word xilófono, it sounds the same in Spanish and in English. Examen, exam, explicación, explanation. Funny, huh? The thing is that it sounds like the letter S when it is the first letter of the word, and it sounds different when it's placed in the middle of the word. There, it sounds like an X in both languages. Segunda palabra, yegua, la yegua. In this case, the pronunciation of the letter Y, la letra Y, is like a double L in Spanish, which we call elle, la letra elle. For instance, the word llave, elle, A-V-E, llave. That means key in English. Like in the sentence, I lost my keys. Perdí las llaves. And also notice that we don't usually say mis llaves, but las llaves instead. Y tercera y última palabra, zanahoria. La zanahoria. About this last word, just two things. The first thing, la letra Z. Remember, you could either say zanahoria or zanahoria. Both options are correct. Just pick one and always stick to it. And the second thing would be the H. Like I told you before, the H is mute. We don't pronounce it in Spanish. Please don't say zanahoria, okay? Zanahoria. It's mute. Just ignore it. So, that was it. You made it. Congratulations. Thank you very much for watching this video. Remember, if you enjoy it, like and please subscribe. Your support means the world to me. Hasta pronto. Adiós.